Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 586. Happy Wednesday. Today it's going to be Wax Wednesday. Why Wax Wednesday? Because I didn't know what else to talk about. And it's like, I can always rip packs. So that's what we're going to do today. And then as I was waiting for my computer to start up and run, as I mentioned in the chat, it was running uh the pages, my web pages were booting up like it was on 56K modem. I realized there's some other things that I wanted to touch on. So, Christopher Morel Topps Now, eBay Analytics, which I did not get the eBay page up. Found something super cool that I want to share. In fact, do I have? I think I have it here. So yeah, I want to touch on those things. I was running some of my eBay numbers yesterday. Uh, my sales are actually up over the last 30 days, so the last month, and they're up slightly in the last 3 months, which is good because my inventory has been steady, which means my sales are actually up. Now, year over year, my sales are up like 25%, but that's not good because I've added about 4x the inventory. So, when it's all said and done, my sales have actually dropped considerably over the last 12 months. Who do we have in the chat? So we'll talk a little more on eBay Analytics, and thank you to who was sharing that information yesterday. Let's see. Somebody shared the really super cool analytics that I've never used, and then let's see. I'm scrolling through my tweets from yesterday and trying to find who gave me the link to some of the advanced analytics that are super cool. So I'm going to share triple E cards. So triple E cards. Thank you. So I'm going to share some of the advanced analytics, kind of like where you rank, which is really cool. Ed is with us. Good morning, Ed. Safe at Home Sports Cards. Herman, what is up? Simpsons are the best pack in the image. So I did pick out. So I'm going to rip 5 packs. They may or may not be shown in that image, but that's basically my treasure chest. Did you ever go to the dentist and when you were a kid? I don't know if your dentist is still, as an adult, giving you cheap toys out of the treasure chest, but when I went to the dentist, and rip Dr. Van Voren, he passed away a couple years ago. Dr. Tom is what we called him in Anawan, Dr. Tom. He had a treasure chest, and it was like a cardboard treasure chest. And inside the treasure chest was like those cheap plastic, like penny toys, basically. And you got to pick like 2 or 3 items out of the treasure chest when you were after your cleaning, or I had cavities as a kid. So I had those remember caps, like those silver caps. Now they have filling that actually resembles a tooth. And like my mouth is filled with fillings. Bet you didn't expect to see that today. My mouth is filled with filling, but you can't tell because it's all like tooth colored. But if I was like 10 or 8 or 6, my mouth would look like all silver because of all the caps they would put on, those silver caps. Anyway, after that, you'd get to pick out some cheap toys out of the treasure chest. So I have a treasure chest, but it's wax packs. And it's the photo you see in the thumbnail, that's actually some packs that are in my treasure chest. I just basically kind of splayed them out this morning to take that photo for the thumbnail. Jenny says the Simpsons are the best pack. I would probably agree with that. They're definitely on the short list of my favorite packs in that treasure chest of packs. However, I'm not going to open one. I did do a Simpsons nostalgia break. So these are all packs that I had planned on doing nostalgia breaks for. The thing is, some of them just aren't nostalgic for me. So it's basically just me ripping packs. So it kind of defeats the purpose of nostalgia. So I've been trying to pick and choose better at what I'm opening for nostalgia breaks, which, by the way, I picked up an awesome nostalgia pack, like probably the most nostalgic pack That and The Simpsons would be the most nostalgic pack for me. Thank you to John, that 70s Card Show. I did a video. Check it out. He sent me a package. It was a surprise, including in that, since we're talking packs, 1990 classic WWF. So I do want to get a nostalgia break and open that, because I haven't opened one of those in probably 30 years. So I was buying those at the local IGA back in the day. So thank you to John, and you can check out all the goodies that he sent me in that video I published yesterday. Let's see. Jenny says Simpsons are the best pack in the image. Scott, good morning to you. Enjoy that coffee. Good afternoon to John over in the UK. Jenny says my calendar says bank holiday in the UK. What's that? TD Sports Cards. Good morning. What is up, Dan? By the way, Dan, I picked out 5 packs to open today on Wax Wednesday. And I thought of you, Dan, because I know that you've been asking for me to rip one of these packs, and it never wins when I pull the crowd. So I'm like, this one's coming for Dan. So I will, and I know it's getting late in Korea, so it'll be the first pack I open of the 5. Victor, what is up? Good morning to Victor. Zach is with us. Where's Zach? I scrolled down too far. Zach says I may be forced to cancel my subscription if this internet issue persists. Hopefully the video, now that it's rolling, is okay, and it doesn't look like you have to go get up out of your chair and change the rabbit ears on the TV. 70s Card Show says, per your title, I'm at the spa and taking Wax Wednesday, literally. Jenny says, I backed out of the conversation on the sell-through rate on Twitter. The one guy says the sales conversion is sell-through rate. In that case, mine are 9.4%. No, I think he was confused. I think there was just some confusion on that. So the sell-through rate you have to actually calculate on your own. The actual sell-through rate, which the average is like 1%, that has to be calculated on your own. What the rate on eBay, which I think I don't know if he just misunderstood what you were saying, but what's shown on eBay, mine says 7.7%. That's a sales conversion rate, not sell-through rate. So the sales conversion rate is the number of sales divided by page views. So the sell-through rate is the number of sales divided by, in a day, divided by your active inventory, your active listings. So that's the difference between conversion rate and sell-through rate. Cliff, good morning to you. Card Hobbyist, good morning. John says we have 2 bank holidays this week, Thursday and Friday. Yes, the Queen's Jubilee, which I absolutely love the name, Queen's Jubilee. We have more bank holidays in the UK than in the US, and sometimes not for any specific reason, kind of like those old teachers' conferences when you were in school. Cooter, good morning. Shaw Cards, what is up? David is with us, Deep Hires. Your dentist sounds like a butcher. Let's see. Good morning. George is with us. John says, I have missing teeth, caps, and a crown. The benefits of playing lots of contact sports. John says, working on a job in England for July, and the American and British holidays have not been aligning. Diego, good morning to you. Abraham is with us. That 70s Card Show. You each got my entire WWF unopened inventory. You need a Star Wars pack. I do not have a Star Wars, but I'll tease Dan. He says, I hope it's not Voyager, because you said you were going to send that to me. Oh, shoot, I did. Oh, yes, I'm not going to open this pack. It was Star Trek Voyager. I will send this to you. My apologies. Okay, so we're not going to open that pack for Dan. I don't have Star Wars packs. I think they're probably pricey. Like, unless it's like a truly, and Star Wars isn't nostalgic for me, unless it's a truly nostalgic pack. Like if it were like a 1985 Topps WWF pack, which those are probably in like the $40 range. I don't know if that's just my guess, because the Hogan rookies. Now, at one time, that was like peak. That was probably peak pricing. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe peak pricing was more than that. I'm gonna look it up right now. But I would pay more, like random stuff like Simpsons. I'll pay $5 a pack for. Other like Howard the Duck, I would pay $5 for. But most packs, it's like that He-Man rack pack. It's like when I got the price, like I'll give that to you for $40. It's like I don't want that for $40. Looks like packs of 85 Topps WWF sell for one's listed for $80. So yeah, they're pretty pricey. So there's no way in HELL I'm going to pay $80 for an unopened pack of 85 WWF just to rip. John says apparently you need an MBA to sell cards on eBay. Let's see. John says Ken got the other. Very nice. Let's see. Zach says I've got to be honest. I've been in sales for 15 years. Never heard of sell-through rate. Is that an online-based term only? Conversion rate I've heard of. Possibly. I don't know. I should know that. I went to business school and I don't recall, but I don't recall like there were so many terms that are used in business and in accounting and finance and all that stuff. So sell-through rate, I'm sure it's a business term. And it's probably, I guess it depends on what sales you've been. Like I was in sales, like sell-through rate was not something, but I worked in like a service industry. So for a 3PL. So there was no such thing as a sell-through rate in my industry in sales. But I think for retail sales, I'm sure it's used and definitely for eBay. Let's just Google it real quick. Sell-through rate. Is it on Investopedia? That 56K modem's kicking in. Hopefully I'm not like pausing and let's see. Like one of the first things comes up is what is the sell-through rate on eBay? How to calculate your. So there's a lot of examples on Google. Lightspeedhq.com is the first thing that comes up for me. Inventory sell-through rate measures the amount of inventory a retailer sells in relation to the amount they purchased from a manufacturer. Generally speaking, retailers use sell-through rates to estimate how quickly they can sell a product and convert their initial investment into revenue. So it's going to be more on the retail side, and online. eBay is a big one that a lot of people use sell-through rates. It's also the best. It's the best factor to actually truly gauge how well your sales are doing on eBay. Like I said yesterday, I tweeted and in Thai had that question. It's like, oh, not so fast, my friend, because in the last 12 months, my sales, and this is in dollars, have risen like 25%. But how much inventory did I add in those last 12 months? So a year ago, my average inventory was probably 3,000 active listings. Now today, it's 12,000 active listings. So I've added 4x the inventory, but I've only increased my sales 25%. So that's a gauge. So I can look back, and I've been tracking. Unfortunately, at least I looked around the other day for sell-through rates on eBay, so I didn't have to do the daily calculating. So I've been calculating it daily since December 20th, I think is the first day. And it's basically stayed steady. It peaked in probably February, March. And that was at like 0.75%. Now, at the height of, card sales back in February, March of last year, my sell-through rate was 2.3%, which is an absolutely crazy high number. Especially on 3,000, 4,000 listings. Not so much if it's, and I think what Jenny mentioned that chat on Twitter, if you have a lower inventory or if you're doing a lot of auctions, you're going to have a higher sell-through rate because you're actually selling. But as a buy it now, and that's what my store is, I do very few auctions. It's going to be lower. And the eBay average sell-through rate's about 1%. That's category wide. I did read somewhere, and I take this with a grain of salt, but it does kind of make sense. The sports card trading, the trading card category on eBay is like 0.7%. And that's basically right where I've been at. I think I checked it last night or this morning. Mine's at like 0.63%. And it's stayed kind of steady. And that's what I use to motivate. That's my best motivator to continuing to add inventory, is because I'll calculate it out, project it out. Okay, if I get 50,000 listings, this is how much I'm going to make. And you can take, that's going to be skewed a little bit because the more inventory, you may sell less. If I add a bunch of commons, and I know there's some people that have been in this chat before, their sell-through rates are super low. But they also have like a high amount of commons. So it's just so that's why I really like to pick and choose what I add. And that also slows down my active listings. Like it just kind of putters out at 12,000. I get to these milestones, 11,000, 12,000, and then they putter out because I'm putting inventory that tends to move, which is the key, because you want to sell. I'd rather sell more items than have more listings. So that's, I kind of pick and choose what I'm throwing on eBay, especially if it's right there for me. Cliff said, I watched a break last week with Doctor Who cards. That's funny you mentioned that, because my wax guy, and I don't think any of these came from him, but John, he's a dealer at my Madison card show, which, by the way, the next one is Saturday, June 25th at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive, Madison card show. So John has a bunch of like old wax packs. That's where I bought the Simpsons, Howard the Duck. Actually, he threw in the Star Trek Voyager for free. So he was going to give me a Doctor Who pack, and I've got so many packs now. It's like, it's just going to go into a box and sit there forever. Not forever, but for, significant time. And I'm like, no, thanks. And he's like, it's free. So yeah, Doctor Who, maybe I should have grabbed it. You would have enjoyed watching that Doctor Who pack get open. Herman says I would have taken the pack for that. Let's see. When I managed at Whole Foods, inventory turns was a big stat for us, calculated differently, but similar idea. Yeah, it's more of a retail calculation, not relevant to the hobby, as inventory is acquired in inconsistent ways. Cooter says it's daily inventory turn rate. Absolutely. Let's see. Zach says, do you factor in moving away from 99-cent cards? The top line would automatically be higher. When did I start turning away from 99-cent cards? Probably about a year ago. So, now my bottom line is $1.50. And I take some best offers at usually $1.30 is my bottom line, unless somebody comes in and they put offers in on like 10, 20 cards, then I'll go lower. Let's see. Cooter says 1% would indicate it would take 100 days to turn over your entire inventory. Jenny says, Bo, do a 50% off 25 plus price, $250 and under. You will see your commons move. That's 25 plus. Yeah, that could work. It's tough to do high volume promotions because eBay only allows you to put 40 items, which is really weird. Like, that's why when I had a few, when I ran my 50% off sale, I had a few big orders come in, and they're in like 3 different transactions because eBay only allows you like 40 items at a time, which totally, I had like a 20, one of my first promotions was 25% off 50 plus. And it didn't move much. I made a few sales here and there, but it didn't move much because people had to do 2 orders, which is annoying. Let's see. John says, I ruined a 71 Ernie Banks this morning that I had listed, accidentally scratched it. How do you scratch a 71 Topps card? Petty on that, Petty on at the gym, by the way. Very nice. What song? Running Down a Dream. You already answered it. Running Down a Dream. That's one I crank up. That's definitely a song I'm cranking up in the car and singing. John says, love Doctor Who. I must have been born on Gallifrey. So since I went into eBay and the analytics, so Triple E Cards said he ranked like 17th out of 30,000 sellers in some category. And I'm like, how do you, and I've seen others quote some of these statistics, and I really want to know, like, coming from a sales background and now eBay sales, I want to see where I stack up, and I love rankings, and I think it's a good motivator. And now my spreadsheet won't open. What is going on here? Wasn't that Mr. Belding? What is going on here? I met Mr. Belding once. He was when I worked for the Peoria Chiefs. He was doing like a minor league baseball park. It was like back to the 80s or something. And so Mr. Belding came up into the press box and took pictures, and he was a really nice guy, really nice guy. For some reason, why is it not opening? What is going on here? I'm going to try this again, but basically, okay. Oh, hey, it finally opened. So it's called the Listing Quality Summary. And maybe I'll do a StreamYard video, but basically you can go to, is it Performance? It's Performance in your Seller Hub. And then right on Performance, it says Understand Your Business Performance. There's Listings Improvement Recommendations. And to the right of that, there's a click. You can download the Listings Quality Report. Now, this is really cool because it shows where you rank. Shows where you rank. So and it shows in 10 categories with the greatest number of live listings. So this was something that I was a little confused on because it has, and this is probably because I don't pay close enough attention to my item specifics. So the number one is for me is trading card singles, listings condition unknown. So I rank in that category. Out of 27,113 sellers, I rank 30th out of 27,113 sellers. And it's like, hey, that's pretty good. But now it's like, I want to be better. And now how can I get some of these other categories? Because the next category is sports trading cards, trading card singles, listing condition used. And this is because eBay keeps changing all their specifics. So in this category, there's 283,000 sellers, and I rank 1,117. And then in the third category, non-sports trading cards, trading card singles, which I don't have too many listings, but I still rank in the top 1,000 out of 49,000 sellers. I rank 915 out of 49,338 sellers in the non-sports trading card category. And then vintage sports memorabilia coins, and it's because I listed a bunch of 64 Topps coins. I rank 75 out of 3,376. And then since I put a bunch of wrestling magazines up, it's kind of divided into two categories: fan apparel and souvenirs, wrestling, listings condition used. I rank 250 out of 12,878. And then magazine back issues, which actually encompasses some wrestling, some Sports Illustrated, some sporting news. I rank 309th out of 44,000. So again, that is under performance in the Seller Hub. And then it's in the listings quality report, which now it makes me want to, like, you know, a couple of those categories can be combined. And it's like, I want to rise in the ranks. So let's see. John says, I was buffing with a cloth and my thumbnail strayed. Bo's internet is usually buffing. It is. Low Roller asks if I found anything big recently on your Goodwill palette. I've not really looked through too much because I had the card show last week, and then I had to clean up my rec room. So a lot of the stuff that I was in the middle of sorting or going through, I put in the storage area, and then I still have a bunch of stuff in the back of my car, still from the Goodwill palette, and then I'll be gone the next 2 weekends. So it's gonna be tough to dig through. Speaking of that, couple items. Tonight I'm going to go live probably between 7 and 7:30. Aim on 7:30 because I usually run late in prime time, kind of like this morning. So aim for 7:30 Central Time. I'm going to go through the Chicago Bears cards that I picked up 2 weeks ago in Green Bay at the Green Bay Card Show. So I picked up about 8,000 Chicago Bears cards from the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. So I'm going to dig through. I'm not going to go through all 8,000, but we'll pick out some, and it's basically a nostalgia break in essence. So I'm going to do that tonight around 7:30 p.m. Central. Dan says 7:50. By the time I probably get to it, it probably will be 7:50. I think that's about what time I went live last week when I went on Wednesday night. So yeah, it'll be sometime 7:30, 7:45 p.m. Central Time to go through the Chicago Bears cards. Let's see. John says Excel opens real quickly on a Mac. John's trying to sell me on the Macs. By the way, welcome. June. Monday is someone we know's birthday. Hey, I think that's me. I don't even know what day it is, but it is coming up in a few days. Which I won't be going. If it is Monday, I won't be going live on my birthday. Is June 6th a Monday? Because I will still be out of town. It is. So I'll actually be coming home Monday afternoon. So let's see. George, we're a few minutes away from Bo's ISP knocking down his BOD. What's BOD? They have better internet in prison. Let's see. Zach and Porter don't miss tonight. George, no camera yet. Seller has replied to yet another email saying, sorry, I've been out of town and it wasn't sent. And it was sent a couple of weeks ago. The old, yes, I've been out of town. We will have to watch on replay. I have a work event. Ed says, once you go Mac, you'll never go back. Not true. I had, when I worked at the university and then I moonlit at the newspaper, I used a Mac all day and all night, all day at the office at the university. And then I would go into the office at the newspaper in the evening, and I used Macs all day and all night. 3 years, and I never got used to them. Never got used to a Mac. 3 years using them day and night, and I just never liked a Mac. So yeah, I don't think Macs aren't for me. And I said that, and I was always team Android up until I think I got my iPhone in 2014 or 2015. Now I love the iPhone. The only thing I don't like is the maps. I still haven't figured out 8 years later how to work the damn maps on the iPhone. I do Android map features are much better. But I finally did, and I never used an iPhone really. I'm like, I'm going to get an iPhone. My phone contract was up back in the day when you have phone contracts. So I got an iPhone, and I do like the iPhone. Let's see. George says, so I sent the dude several messages over several days, and he's replying to each at different times over several weeks. Low Roller asks, how was Memorial Day on sports cards? Did you make a huge sale? Not any particular huge sales. I did well over Memorial Day weekend. It was Monday actually was probably the best day of the weekend. What's BOD? My God, Generation Junk Wax. Let's see. Don't forget to announce what you got in the mail yesterday that relates to the show. I mentioned it this morning, earlier in the show from John. Point and click, you'd still be typing command lines if it weren't for Apple. Let's see. What else is going on? The reason why I had to clean up the rec room is because I took a video of my downstairs space. There's an upcoming reality show coming out on a major cable network. And I spoke with a casting agent. I saw basically like a casting call. And it's kind of it's almost like a Pawn Stars. Basically, the way it was explained to me, Pawn Stars meets Shark Tank meets The Amazing Race, which it's like, wow, that sounds pretty cool. Now I would just be. It wouldn't be me doing The Amazing Race. It's actually WWE superstar John Cena. So it's John Cena. It's called Cena Sports Collectibles. And they're looking for basically sports memorabilia, and they're traveling the country, looking at people's collections and looking to buy, and they make a pitch. So I likely won't be making what's the term on the cutting room floor or whatever it is. I probably won't make the cut because what I have isn't really what is probably not what they're looking for. And in most of my stuff, it's not really a card centric show. It's more memorabilia, which I have memorabilia. And I have some cool Cubs memorabilia. but I don't know if it's going to align with, things that they're looking for. So we'll see. We'll see. So I got past the initial email with the casting agent. We had like a 45-minute conversation last week. I had to explain like what I had, what things might work for the show, and then send them a video and some just other pictures. And then it moves on past the casting agent, and it moves on to the next level. There's like basically your portfolio moves on to the next, group of people that are decision makers, and probably then make the pitch to John Cena and his business partner, and see how it goes. So hopefully, and it's not really card centric, but hopefully the 1 million Cubs angle is enough that it, spurs some interest. So we'll see. She did tell me, the casting agent did tell me it's like a roller coaster. Like the process goes really slow, and then all of a sudden when you're not expecting it, it goes super fast, and it may be like, a day. So we'll see. So yes, if you have like unique sports memorabilia, and that's another thing they're looking for, is if you have unique sports memorabilia, and they're looking for people like you. So if you have like unique, and basically they're looking for stuff you can't find at a, mainstream. So kind of rare, unique items. So if you have anything like that, Google Cena sports memorabilia. I think that's what it is. Cena sports memorabilia, or Cena sports collectibles. And tell them I sent you. Let's see. Cooter says, sounds like chasing cardboard with John Cena. Yeah, it's very similar. It is very similar. Because chasing cardboard is essentially very close to Pawn Stars, which, by the way, I love chasing cardboard. Check it out on YouTube. The thing with this that's a little different is actually it's pretty much the same. The Shark Tank angle was, I think there's like it's going to be more of a pitch, as opposed to like Pawn Stars where it's like a negotiation. So yeah, but it's very similar, and this is memorabilia and not cards. Let's see. George. John says they want people with perfect teeth, Bo. Sorry. Yep. My fillings. They're not gonna. Oh, he's got fillings back there. No offense, but the show sounds like a dud. Non-collector proliferation into the hobby is a pinch point with me. I think it's unique. So we'll see. I'll probably watch it. Actually, I will watch it. Let's see. Ed says they should visit Mark Hoyle's collection. They could get several episodes out of his stuff. Did you ask John Cena for autographs? I did not talk to John Cena, so no. So let's get into Wax Wednesday. So Wax Wednesday, this was because in despite having nothing to talk about, I still rambled on for 33 plus minutes. So I picked out 5 packs, but I forgot. Thank you for the reminder, Dan. Before I started ripping into this pack, I'm sending this to Dan, so Dan can rip it on his channel, Korean Cardboard. So I picked out some random packs, and I wanted them to be for this. I wanted them to be non-nostalgic, because I want to save the more nostalgic packs for myself. There's a couple sports packs in here because I have multiples. Well, one of them I have doubles of that actually came in the Goodwill palette. Both of them came in the Goodwill palette. There's a hockey pack, which I don't like hockey, so it's just going to be, I like opening packs, and maybe you like hockey. So the first pack. So let's just show them off. So the first pack. This is a Panini soccer product, which I actually bought this in Italy. I was looking for cards. My wife and I honeymooned in Italy back in what year? 2018, I believe. And they don't have baseball cards in Italy. Actually, I saw baseball cards in one place, and it was in an American diner in Florence. And it reminded me just kind of the setup is it reminded me of Back to the Future, the 80s diner that they had in Back to the Future Part 2. And it got me thinking, like, this is what the Italians think of American cafes and dining. And I wonder what people think that visit like Chinese restaurants or Italian restaurants or Mexican restaurants from, from Mexico, Italy, and China think of our take on those restaurants. But that was the only place I saw. And they had baseball cards, like junk wax baseball cards, just taped, or not taped, but glued probably onto the walls, like in the downstairs. And they had random memorabilia. They actually had a pennant from, it might have been De La Salle. It was a high school in Chicago. So I know Dan will appreciate that. I think it was De La Salle. I have to go back through my photos and see, but there was a pennant from a Chicago high school. I'll have to see what show that was from. Porbo has this. I do. Pollen is high, and we haven't received any rain. I'm hoping it's going to rain. So soccer, this is from, it must be from 2018. Yeah, 2018-19 Adrenaline Calciatori, which I don't know what that means. Serie A Panini, which yes is from Italy. So I bought a bunch of packs. I still have some. I'm going to open I guess 3 of the 4 are sports. Stadium Club Football from 1991. This was in the Goodwill palette. And this has a price tag, Walgreens, $2.49 for a pack of Stadium Club, and it's actually marked over. So that's probably like a sale price. I wonder if I can see how much the original price was at Walgreens. If it $2.49, or maybe they were I don't know. Anyway, next pack, hockey, another sport that I don't really know anything about. 1992 Parkhurst, Series 2. Know nothing about hockey. And this has a Goodwill. They were trying to sell these for 99 cents in Goodwill. They didn't. I'm going to have to blow my nose. I apologize. Serie A is the pronunciation. Serie A. And then finally, Earth Movers from Caterpillar, which I grew up near Caterpillar's headquarters. Actually, they moved the headquarters to the Chicago area, formerly in Peoria, Illinois. These actually have inserted randomly Bob Feller autographs, and the old saying is a Bob Feller card that's not autographed is more rare than a Bob Feller autographed card. So Caterpillar Earth Movers, these were made in 1993. Okay, so these are the packs I'm going to open. What pack should I open first? I will put that to the crowd, and whatever the first response is, we'll open that first. I'm going to mute my microphone, blow my nose. Let me know what pack we should open first. And I'm back. Okay, so Cooter drops in. Oh, we have 2 votes for the same. Everybody wants Caterpillar. So first pack we're going to open, it's going to be the Earth Movers from Caterpillar 1993. Will we get a Bob Feller autograph? They're probably randomly inserted into every pack. Okay, this is, where did my scissors go? Over here. I used to have 2 pairs of scissors down here. I lost one. Okay. So, Earth Movers from Caterpillar. We've got a Balderson B170 hydraulic hammer. A complete line of Balderson hydraulic hammers classed from 1,500 to 15,000 foot-pounds of impact energy is available from Cat dealers. They're designed to handle a variety of applications, including demolishing buildings, bridges, and foundations. That's pretty cool. Let's see. This is a tractor, a D5H LGP Series 2, was built in 1992. Specially designed to work in soft and spongy conditions. Wide track shoes, long track frame, and wider gauge increase the track contact area, reduce ground pressure for improved stability, and provide excellent flotation in swampy conditions. I'm learning way more about earth moving equipment than I ever thought I would. This is a 320 hydraulic excavator, which replaces the former 215D and E200B as Caterpillar's offering in the 22-ton size class. It's part of the growing new 300 family of excavators that represent a totally new design concept with increased performance capabilities, new controls, versatility through a wide range of options. And of course, these all came out in the early 90s. Let's see. Put a mask on so we don't get sick. Looking for an L615 self-loading scraper parallel. Dan says, I'd rather watch you open AEW. Here's the best steam traction engine. Oh, this is old. This is vintage. We've got vintage earth movers. These were built from 1889 to 1908. Best manufacturing company. Pretty cool. Okay, what else? Oh, another vintage. Oh, we've got some vintage. 60 elevating grader. These were built between 1929 and 1932. These were road maintenance products introduced by Russell in the 1920s. It was produced by Caterpillar until 1932. Another vintage earth mover is the best gasoline engine. These were built in the late 1800s, 50 horsepower. By 1895, the engines went from 2 to 200 horsepower for use in irrigation, sawmills, dairies, and boats. Any farmer overalls relics. Here's an E70B hydraulic excavator. Started building these in 1989. Those are pretty cool. Here we've got a track type tractor. Farmers Market 101. These were built in the late 40s into the 50s. We've got this is what I think of when I think of Caterpillar. These big yellow tractors. These weigh 71,000 pounds. And finally, the last Caterpillar earth moving equipment, the motor grader, started building these in 1989. 35,000 pounds on those suckers. So those are Caterpillar earth moving cards. Could you ever think that they would make those? Let's see. I ate at a sit-down Papa John's in Beijing. Better than any restaurant in America. Interesting. One of one excavator, I'm shaking. Swampy conditions, that's my underpants in July. I can drive excavators. I've suffered through swampy conditions. Gold bond, right? No Bob Feller. Did the earth move for you? It did not. My dad was a heavy equipment mechanic, so I grew up around those until dad was crushed. Oh my God. Under an 8-ton crane boom. So this is a nostalgia break for me. Wow. We used to play Pull the Feller in Bible school. All right, we're going to go hockey next. 1992 Parkhurst Series 2 Parkhurst. If you're watching, and if you enjoyed opening the Caterpillar pack, hit the like button. Hit the like button if you like those Caterpillar cards. So here we've got Rich Suter of the St. Louis Blues. I was wondering if he is from Madison. Some of the Suters live here, not too far from me in Middleton. What's his name? Ryan Suter. And I think his dad was on the 80 team. Was it Mike Suter? Brent Suter? I can't remember. One of the Suters. Bruce Driver, the New Jersey Devils. So I've not heard of him either. Not heard of either of the first two. Not heard of this guy either. Charlie Huddy. He's got a pretty cool he's got a Chicago mustache. He's got the Ditka stash. Charlie Huddy. It's like a caterpillar on his lip. And he's from Canada. He's from Ontario. I thought he'd be from like Calumet City. Oshawa, Ontario. Los Angeles Kings. Now we've got Gord Murphy. I've not heard of this guy either, from the Boston Bruins. He's another Ontarian. While comparisons to Bobby Orr are difficult to consider, Boston Bruins management has once again added an Oshawa Generals graduate to strengthen the team's line core. I don't know what that has to do. Did Bobby Orr play for Oshawa Generals? I don't know. Let's see. Larry Murphy, Pittsburgh Penguins. Another guy I've never heard of. He's another Ontarian. Scarborough, Ontario. He was a 4th overall pick in the 1980 NHL draft. Mike Sullivan. He's an American-born hockey player from Marshfield, Massachusetts. Mike Sullivan, San Jose Sharks. I'm going to butcher this guy's name. Gaetan Duchesne. I think it's Duchesne. Or maybe it's Duchesne. If he grew up in my neck of the woods, we'd call him Grayton Duchesne. Let's see. We'd probably say Grayton Duchesne. Let's see. He's from Quebec. Should have known. Here we've got Dale Craigwell of the San Jose Sharks. He's from Toronto. Let's see. Brad Schlegel of the Washington Capitals. He's also from Ontario. Kitchener, Ontario. Ken Priestley. I haven't heard of any of these guys, but I don't watch hockey. I don't know really anything about hockey. He's from British Columbia, Richmond, BC. Ryan Walter of the Vancouver Canucks, and he is from British Columbia also. He was the 2nd overall pick in the 1978 draft by the Capitals. And finally, Joel Otto, Elk River, Minnesota, represent Calgary Flames, Joel Otto. So that was pretty underwhelming. That might have been the most underwhelming pack of hockey cards ever. Let's go to the chat before we open. Let's go soccer next. And I know John will enjoy this. Serie A. Thank you to John for the pronunciation. Let's see. George says you got to be rapid, John. Can't be slow in that game. Never pick a fight with someone named Gord. Can we open the Michael Bolton update packs? The Peter from Van Meter. Gord is as Canadian as it gets. Do people ever say Biao instead of Bo? Usually it's Beau because B-E-A-U is the first 4 letters of beautiful. So people will say Beau. When I say my name is Bo, they say, how do you spell that? B-O. And I say, no, it's B-E-A-U. And they're like, B-A-U? No, B-E-A-U. B-E-U? No, B-E-A-U. Charlie Huddle was the only name of note. Charlie Huddle. That's a good name, too. So let's open this 2018-2019 Adrenaline Calciatori Serie A. These are actually from Italy. I bought these in probably Rome, I believe, is where I bought. I did not find our Italian trip started in the Amalfi Coast, which is absolutely beautiful. And then we went north. We hopped on a train. We had a driver take us from Sorrento to Naples. And then from Naples, we hopped on a train and went to Rome. And that's where I found my first soccer cards, football, and then Rome to Florence. And I think I bought more cards in Florence. And then we ended the trip in Venice. So I think these are either from Rome or Florence. So this is, let's see, Antonucci Palasci, Copia Imbetabile. I'm butchering. Now, what I don't like about these cards is look at the backs. That sucks. That's a terrible card back. So I don't know anything about these. Napoli, not Naples, tourist. I know, I'm total tourist. And I didn't learn the language. I only learned like 4 words. I was terrible. I was a terrible tourist. Yves Barrier. Who did he play for? Doesn't say. Parma. So John and John, I'll need your help on these guys. Let's see. Giacomo. It doesn't even have their name on the back, so I have to look at the front before I show it. He's got a Fly Emirates jersey. Giacomo Bonaventura. Butchering names. Pulling Enrico Palazzo. This guy also has a Fly Emirates jersey. Andre Silva. Hey, I can pronounce that. Andre Silva. So, yeah, I don't know what the back. I don't know. There's like a code on the back, and Not sure. Palazzo only has an umpire card. This has a different like background to it. Cagliari, Leonardo Pavoletti. Pull up Bonucci or Perlo. I'm not going to pull either because the last card is he's all tatted up. He's got a big neck tat. Parma, Amato Ciccaretti. Am I pronouncing that right? Ciccaretti. Check out that neck tat. So those were soccer cards. Football. I think these cards are some sort of game. That's why the card backs are a bit rubbish. Andre Silva's good. Portugal International. Don't think Bo got the Palazzo reference. I did not. I've heard of Enrico Palazzo, but I don't know what that is in regard to. So yeah, I think John, now that you mentioned that, I think these cards came out of like a pack, and actually I had to like take it apart because it was so big. It was so big that it was in Naked Gun. Okay. It was so big that I had to like take it apart to put it in my suitcase. So final pack of the day, we're going to open some 91 Stadium Club American football. 608, what is up? I'm at 608. 608 was at the Madison Card Show. We found out we're basically neighbors. He lives in the next neighborhood over. We probably pass each other on our walks down Silicon Prairie Parkway. A little behind, but can help with hockey cards. They were a bust. They were from 92. And I didn't pull a name I knew. So this is 91 Stadium Club football. So looks like right in the middle, we've got one of these things. Junk. So these are bricked. These are bricked. The dollar box. What is up, dude? I'm all into the non-sports 70s and 80s wax. Every once in a while I will do nostalgia breaks and I'll open actually dollar box. We were digging through dollar boxes together in Green Bay, and I bought, what did I buy? I bought American Gladiators, and what was the other pack I bought up there? I bought 2 packs from that table out in the hallway. So I want to do a nostalgia break for Gladiators. So we've got Ben Smith, Philadelphia Eagles. It's a sad day when a track excavator is your best pull, right? Roger Craig, if anybody was in the Quad Cities area in like the 90s, there was a casino, a riverboat casino on the Mississippi River in Bettendorf. And inside the casino, Lady Luck or whatever it was called, inside the casino was the Roger Craig Sports Bar. And Roger Craig was the spokesman. He was on the TV commercials. And it's one of those commercials that just sticks with you from your childhood. And I just remember I think the beginning, it's like he's envisioning like his sports bar in this casino. And he's like looking off into the distance, all artistic. Roger Craig Sports Bar. And it's very artistic. So I always remember Roger Craig Sports Bar. So Roger Craig, he's actually from the Quad Cities. He is from, it says he was born in Preston, Mississippi, but he went to high school, I think in Bettendorf, Iowa. Speaking of Iowa, a former Hawkeye, Ronnie Harmon, San Diego Chargers. What I like about Old Stadium Club, and somebody mentioned this, I don't know if it was on Twitter or if it was in one of these chats, but on the back of Stadium Club, back in the day, they had their rookie cards. So it shows that Ronnie Harmon's rookie card was 1988 Topps. It might have been Zach that mentioned that. I wish they still did that with Stadium Club, the modern Stadium Club. Dollar box. Yes, Bill and Ted's. It was Bill and Ted's. Bill and Ted's and American Gladiators. Ben Smith was going to be a star before he blew his knee out. There's Mark Hoyle. What is up? This is Brad Baxter, New York Jets. Just kind of hanging out with the football at the bottom of a scrum. His rookie card was a 90 Topps traded. Let's see. I don't know if was Stadium Club, was this produced in series in 91, or was it just one set? It doesn't have a series reference, so I think we could pull a Brett Favre rookie card. Let's see. Howard Cross, the New York Giants. His rookie card was also in 90 Topps traded. Let's see. You can't decide what a rookie card is. How are you going to fit them all in the back of a Topps state? That's true. Like what actually is the rookie card? Let's see. 91 Stadium Club was one series. Okay, perfect. Arthur Cox, San Diego Chargers. He's excited to see Mr. Mott. And I like his rookie card because his rookie card was from 86 Topps. Probably top 3 favorite designs of all time for me, regardless of sport. 86 Topps football. Love that design. And I think that's part nostalgia for me. Mark Boyer, New York Jets tight end. And it looks like he's just, I think that's Boomer Esiason at quarterback behind him. New York Jets. Favre was misspelled, F-A-R-V. Let's see. Oh, speaking of Packers, we've got one of the all-time greatest draft busts. Tony Mandrich. Was he second overall pick in 89 or 88? 88 or 89, can't remember. Tony Mandrich. Now it shows his, and I guess, it's Topps. So it shows his 89 Topps traded rookie card. I was hoping for the Pro set, but obviously that's a different company, so they're not going to show it on the back of a Topps Stadium Club card. Special stamped Super Bowl cards were given out at the Super Bowl to promote the new set. The Favre sells for big money. Very nice. Here's longtime kicker Morton Anderson. So I thought, when did he debut? He must have not received a rookie card until later in his career, because I think he started like in the late 70s or earlier 80s. His rookie card was 84 Topps, but I think he was around for a couple years before 1984. Morton Anderson. Let's see. We've got Paul Gruber, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Offensive tackle. His rookie card was 89 Topps. Paul Gruber, Buccaneers. Let's see. 2 cards left. What do we got? No Brett Favre. We've got Steve Wisniewski of the Los Angeles Raiders. Steve Wisniewski, and he was also on the 89 Topps rookie card. And finally, we've got a punter. Wah, wah. Jim Arnold, Detroit Lions, punter. But he's got a cool rookie card because he was in that 85 Topps set. That was a great set. Jim Arnold. So that was probably the most underwhelming pack rips of all time. Not a single superstar. Roger Craig was probably the biggest. Let's go through these cards. So in the Topps Football Stadium Club, the biggest name out of the entire pack was Roger Craig. Later into his career, now with the Raiders. Soccer, I don't know. Somebody mentioned it. I think there was a name mentioned in the chat. Let's see. I don't even know. But there was no names, and I don't know soccer, so no names in soccer. Hockey, was Gord Murphy the biggest pull in hockey? Might have been Gord Murphy. Somebody said Charlie Huddy. Charlie Huddy. And that's probably only because of the mustache. That's probably why that's a good hit. And then no Bob Feller cards in Caterpillar. I think this was my favorite, the Motor Grader, the 140G Motor Grader. But there's also vintage, like the 60 Elevating Grader. So Caterpillar cards. So let's see. Dude kicked from something like 1942 to current. Morton Anderson's he's probably in the USFL under an assumed name. Morton Anderson is probably still kicking somewhere. 89 Topps, the 80s tube sock design. Yes. I think was the Excavator's rookie. Andre Silva, he scored 20 goals in 50 games for Portugal. Thank you, John. Yes, Andre Silva, probably the biggest hit in soccer. Card Hobbyist says the Excavator is a Hall of Famer. So that was Wax Wednesday. It was actually kind of fun because some of those packs like have no nostalgia for me. So it's like they're just going to sit in my little treasure chest of wax. So I might as well rip them on a Wax Wednesday. But I do want to put out a video. I want to get the 90 classic WWF that John Keating sent me. By the way, check out the stuff he sent me. Awesome stuff. The video's up on my channel. I was shocked when I opened the package, a surprise mail day from that 70s card show that included the 1990 classic WWF unopened pack, which maybe I'll open right after. I'm on a wax opening run. I might as well go in and open that pack. I got to find my little tripod though. So thank you to John, and check out that video with the mail day that I received yesterday. Again, tonight I'll go live at about 7:30 p.m. Central. I'm going to go through the Chicago Bears cards that I picked up at the Green Bay Card Show 2 weeks ago. There's some really good stuff. There's some really good stuff in there. And I'm not talking like $20 cards. There's like a lot of like little $5, $3, $2. There's some Peytons in there. There's some Steve McMichael rookie cards in there. I think there was even a Dan Hampton rookie. So a lot of fun stuff from the 70s and 80s. If you're into, I know John Keating, you're into 70s football. So there's some 70s football in there. And then my wheelhouse is the 80s football stuff. So I'll dig through. I picked up about 8,000 Chicago Bears cards, all from the 70s and 80s, and a few from the early 90s for $150. So I thought that was a heck of a deal. So I want to get this video up so I can start listing those in my eBay store. So I'll dig through those live at 7:30 tonight. And then Hobby Evolution tomorrow morning and Friday morning. No show. And Saturday. I'll go live on Saturday morning as well. And then no show on Sunday or Monday, as I'll be out of town, and then back at it on Tuesday morning. If you didn't catch Hobby Hotline last night, check that out on YouTube. Hobby Hotline Overtime. It was myself along with Uncle Rich Klein and Texas Card Dude Brad Bethune, which, by the way, Brad has a new show called Tech and Cards, not Tekken Cards like the old video game, but Tech and Cards. So check that out. I think it dropped this morning with talking NFTs with Ziggy No. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central as we dig through some old 70s and 80s Chicago Bears cards. See you then.